Lego, we need to have a chat about your new book. Last night, we finally had the reveal of the newest addition into the Ninjago book series. This book series that I am clarifying are Ninjago books that come with brand new Ninjago minifigures. There have been a handful of books over the course of time that have reused Ninjago minifigures, but the new ones are always the ones that stand out the most. And they've always had a very solid lineup. They've always had really good additions and very unique additions. But with the newest one, we have a legacy rendition of Titanium Zane. And I literally have so many issues with this decision. There are literally so many problems with this new minifigure reveal to the point where I'm making a video about it. I'm typically not this topical, but I had to because of how many issues I see with it. But before you really understand what the problem is here, you have to look at every single book that we've had before. Let's start off with the very first one, the character encyclopedia that came with Kimono Lloyd. It is the green variant. It was exclusive to this book and served as the way to get the non-gold variant back in 2013. This was an amazing addition and was so highly valued at the time. It never came out in the sets because we only ever got Golden Lloyd, but this was the perfect release to coincide with this wave. It was literally perfect through and through. 4 years later, they decided to update the character encyclopedia, and the minifigure that they decided to release it with this time was actually going to be the Stone Armor J. This again was a perfect addition to the Ninjago catalog. At this point in time, we didn't have many of the Stone Armor Ninja. We were slowly but surely getting through them, and this book was perfect to round off the collection, because we had a Cole at one point, we had a Kai at one point, and the other ones actually came in the wave themselves. So again, you had an addition that every single person wanted. It was amazing for it. Then skip over another 5 years and we got the third edition of the character encyclopedia, and this one actually came with the future version of Nya. Honestly, again, this was a fantastic add-on. At this point in time, we only had Future J, which was fine, but of course a lot of people wanted more. To this very day, it's still a collection of minifigures that people really want. But then they gave this Future rendition. Of course, it came with the same head print and the same hair, but the body and the legs were absolutely amazing and remained as being one of the minifigures that so many people wanted. And then finally in this series of books actually came The Secret World of the Ninja, which came with this Samurai Lloyd variant. This was, again, a fantastic looking minifigure. It was unique, it had its own individual purpose, it had this all what if type scenario type minifigure. This is a fantastic version of Lloyd and a very valued version of him for any Ninjago collection. It was such a hot streak, they literally could not miss. But what's happened now? Because come 2026 and the newest book has been revealed and the newest minifigure is Legacy Season 4 Zane. What is this decision? Why is this a decision from Lego in any sort of capacity? And it's not even a case of the minifigure's good. It's a complete downgrade and is missing key integral features to the minifigure itself. The legs are fine, they're basically a 1-for-1 for the original, so I'm not going to have a problem with that. The torso is just basic. There's nothing going on, there's no additional weapons, there's not the interesting aspects of it that the original one actually had. It then at least does have the metallic arms, which I'll give it that, but the whole minifigure should have been that, because we know that they're capable of it, because they did it back in 2017 with Zane, but then the rest of it is just annoying. It comes with the smiley Zane face, which fine, I guess, I don't know why that's a thing, but sure, that's the decision to make. No armor, which is a whole nother thing, and then no hood. Why isn't there a hood? This is the perfect way to give us the Legacy ZX hood in titanium, but you just didn't do it. This minifigure is the definition of cutting corners. There is literally nothing about it that's actually an improvement on the original. The Legacy ZX minifigures that we got this year, of course you can argue about the quality of some of them, you can argue about whether or not you prefer the old one to the new one. That's down to personal preference. But at the very least you could argue that they were upgrades and there were genuine parts of them that actually made things worthwhile. A new J head, a new Zane head, the new instance of all of the armor, the new Samurai X gear. It's actually really good. But this one just literally doesn't have any of it. You just should go and get the old one. That is literally it. The old one is better in every single way. This one isn't an update in any sort of capacity. And there are so many other things to think about that just make this worse inherently. For one, this is the second instance of a Zane Legacy minifigure that doesn't have anyone to complete the set with. They did this with Deepstone Zane in Legacy 5 years ago. So we now have a second time where they are doing it. So fair enough, I guess you just have another rogue Zane to have. You could have at least done maybe other Legacy Deepstone Ninja with this instance, but I guess not, that's asking too much. Another thing that's annoying, you could have taken this opportunity to have given us a minifigure that was actually worth our time. You could have given us another Elemental Master to fit in with all of the Elemental Alliance, or you could have given us another Future Ninja, or a Golden Rebooted Ninja. There were so many things that you had the option for here, but you literally cheapened out and cut corners at every single turn. It just feels like there's no reason for this thing to exist. Of course, if you don't have the original Titanium Zane and you really want it but you can't get it, then yes, this is a really good opportunity for you. But I do think that when you come down to it, there are so many better options here. There are so many other chances that you could have taken, and for the people who would really want Titanium Zane, I'm sure that there's just as many and the exact same people and more people that would have wanted a Future Kai, or gotten the Golden Rebooted Cole, or any of those types of minifigures. Even go down the route you went with Samurai Lloyd. Give us a Samurai Kai. Give us a Legends Kai. Give us something that actually has something that will make people want to get it. Because I can tell that there are so many people that are just not happy with this minifigure. I'm going to give this thing one little bit of leeway. I'm going to give this thing one caveat. And I will say, I got this from AL123, so shout out to him. But the thing is that the only thing I'll give it is that if it's a segue into next year, we're going to get more Legacy and we're going to get Season 4, all of them get their jungle robes, then fair enough, that's great. But this minifigure will still be useless because it doesn't have the hood. And I do think this minifigure would have been 10 times better if they had simply recolored the Legacy ZX hood, but like I said, they just chose not to. There are just so many instances of things going wrong here. It blows my mind. So when it comes down to it, this was a horrible decision by LEGO. I really do think this was a terrible decision by them, and I think 5 minutes more in the thinking room would have been 10 times better for them here. There really is, in my opinion, no real reason for this thing to exist. There is no real benefit to getting it, there's no real lore into it, there's no exclusive nature to it that will make you actually want it. There is just nothing going for it, and it's ruined a streak in Ninjago that has been so good for literally over 10 years. So as it stands, I just don't understand why this thing exists. I don't like that it exists, and there are just so many other things they could have done with it. But hey, what do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? I would love to know, because if I'm wrong, I will gladly fall on the sword. But I really do think, and from all indication I've seen so far, no one's happy with this. And I just want to know why LEGO went through with this idea. But hey, thank you very much for this quick video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much to my channel members. You're all great. I love you all. See you tomorrow for a very long video. Okay, bye!